Okay, one major gig app is changing when and how you can go online and work, and where you can work when you actually are online. That's number one. Maybe a little alarming. We're going to go over that in this video. Another gig app is changing your driver criteria. Yet another one is changing what you see when you start your work. A lot of changes. Welcome in. My name is Mike. I've been doing gig work for about 10 years now. I'm here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. All I do is help you make money in different side hustles. Today, from our free newsletter, you and I are going to be going over the biggest gig economy changes for the month of September. Make sure to subscribe so you can stay in the know here. First story, this app is changing when, how, etc. Yes, you can actually work and go online. This is Uber, one of the top three biggest gig apps, like Uber, DoorDash, maybe Lyft or something. What do you think is number three? Let me know. But Uber just announced about a week or two ago this. So this is story number one. Drop a like in this video if you appreciate what I do here. And again, consider subscribing and join that free newsletter to be sent a succinct version of this to your email box every month. So they say introducing a new offline heat map with delivery zones. So yeah, this is Uber Eats. Arguably that's more popular than mobility, maybe not. Uber has 8.8 million earners now, which encompasses both. So let me know what you like better here. But they say starting August 27th, it's already happening right now, there's a new heat map on the driver app home screen in select US cities. So hang with me here. Let's see if you and I are affected. It shows you where you can go online instantly and where demand is high. That's a heat map, right? Busier areas may help you get trips quicker so you can make the most of your time on the road. We'll talk about that. How do I read heat maps? Each outlined area on the map is a delivery zone, and the color shows how busy it is in real time. Here's the demand that each color represents. So listen to this. Here's what's new. Red, high demand with lots of delivery requests. This is the offline map on Uber Eats on your driver app. So you can go in there right now to see if you have this. Orange, medium demand with frequent delivery requests. Yellow, low demand with fewer delivery requests. And gray, which is new. Only open to platinum and diamond couriers. So if you're like me, if you've been doing gig work a long time, or maybe you're just getting into it as a side hustle, making some extra money here, we've always said Uber Eats, Uber, Grubhub, Lyft, Spark and some of these other gig apps, you can just go online whenever you want. You can go online whenever. There's no sub-marketplaces that are locked per se, and you have that flexibility to drive on said platforms. They're locking it. So gray is only open to platinum and diamond. Okay, what is platinum and diamond? Here, let me show you what it looks like right here. You can see the gray zone is going to be locked unless you're platinum plus, which means platinum or diamond. This is part of their rewards program. I'm assuming this is, technically it's called Uber Eats Pro. Now there's Uber Pro, which encompasses rideshare driving as well. So you can go into your Uber app, go into your menu, and I've done all of these gig apps niches. Again, that's all I do here. So you'll see if you have Uber Pro or Uber Eats Pro. So they're talking about delivery. I assume it's what I have, Uber Eats Pro. So you get points to qualify for preferred deliveries. You have to have a certain acceptance rate, 30% for silver. And then I believe it's what, 50 or 70%, maybe 50 for, it's so similar to DoorDash. I'm trying to remember here. You get the point. Platinum and Diamond, however, is the highest tier. So you need to be a ranked courier on the top two platforms, Platinum and Diamond, to be able to drive in these certain areas of your marketplace. That is massive. That is a huge change, because I told you we could always go online whenever we want with Uber Eats. And I'm wondering if this is going to extend to Uber rideshare. But let's continue. This is huge. The heat map updates every 10 minutes to provide the most up-to-date and real-time information. That is another bombshell. Why? Because look, if this heat map, lean into this, please. Drop a like on this video if you can. Make sure to check out our new gig app, ShiftMate. For you, you can lock in exclusive pricing right now so you can actually track your earnings and make sense of it. And we're the only app that breaks down exactly what you need to change and why it matters. So check that out, launching in 30 days or so. If this updates every 10 minutes, these hot zones, hot spots, whatever they're going to call it here, heat map, there it is, heat map, then Platinum and Diamond locked zones are going to be changing every 10 minutes or so? Let me repeat that. If this heat map is changing every 10 minutes, won't the Platinum and Diamond locked zones also be changing every 10 minutes? So talk about unpredictability. Now we have locked zones, but now the locked zones are changing. Now the locked zones are changing. At least on DoorDash, there's locked zones for new Dashers called reserved or gold zones, but that's only for new Dashers. So this is for everybody if you're not a ranked courier. You can see how that's so huge. Now, let's think about different ways this could go. Will Platinum be more stationary, like maybe the other zones? And again, here's the look of the new offline heat map. Might red, orange, and yellow be the ones that are moving around more? And then gray, yeah, there's some locked zones, but they're more stationary. They don't move around necessarily every 10 minutes. But if the gray zone moves around as well every 10 minutes, talk about unpredictability. Like this zone, if I'm here in this Platinum zone, I gotta hope that day that my shift is open. So I'm gonna show you an example here. Let's continue. And this is directly from Uber, by the way. How do I navigate to the zone? You just tap on it and you can navigate if you want. Now what happens, here's a good distinction here. Watch what happens when you go online. Once online in your selected zone, the heat map switches to the online view version. So Uber's going to have an offline variant and an online variant of heat maps. Hang with me here. So once you're online and working, here's what you see. Now you probably have this already. I already have this. The online version of the new heat map. There's little dots for literally like most restaurants, and if that particular restaurant is busy. I appreciate the granularity, but I still want you to use your own market expertise there. All right. So let me know in the live chat or the comments if you have this heat map. Here's the comparison though. Huge. And again, I will give it to Uber. Thank you for giving us this side-by-side distinction so we can learn about offline and online heat maps. So let's compare here. This is all the same from left to right. This is all the same. The only difference, Platinum or higher status couriers can deliver in zones marked gray. So again, if this driver is right here, if they're Platinum, you're good to go. You can go online in this Platinum zone. Now, I was wondering, what if I'm over here? What if I'm just over here in this orange busy zone, right? And I just happen to drive over to the platinum zone after I'm online. Because maybe I can sneak over there after I'm online. Well, Uber says once you're online, platinum or higher status couriers can deliver anywhere. What? So even when you're online, only platinum or higher can deliver anywhere. Now, looking at the screenshot here, again, this is directly from Uber. Note this screenshot that they're highlighting right here. This driver right here, the little arrow, is not in the same spot as over here, because that's platinum. Look, there's like the bay. There's water up here. So they're up here or something, right? They're up here in this zone, which is kind of hiding. Lean into this. Stay with me here. Here's a big takeaway. It's hiding this zone over here in this online screenshot. So if this driver just went a little south and a little west, this zone, the way I'm reading this, would still be locked unless they're platinum or diamond. So even when you're online, and you can see it right here, this is not me guessing, Uber is saying platinum or higher only can deliver anywhere. That is an unbelievable update. I mean, that is a huge update to how Uber Eats works for you as a driver. And again, they listed the marketplaces that are affected, so we're going to see that in just a second here. This adds a whole different level of complexity to your driving. Uber Eats and Uber, like I've always said, you can just drive anywhere. You have more flexibility. Now you might be like, oh, I can't go down there anymore. Maybe that area was super busy. Can't do it anymore. So here's a list of cities affected. It is Lincoln, Nebraska, Abilene, Texas, Evansville, Indiana, and Florida Keys, Florida. So if you're in one of these marketplaces, I want to hear from you. So we're going to add this to our paid contributor program, where you come on for an interview. We talk on a Zoom call or a web call, because I want to hear how this is affecting you. And we look at these new features, that and many more opportunities to actually, earn some income there. That's at yourdrivermic.com/contributor. So we'll add this to that application form. Apply now. This is, and one more point about these marketplaces, this is the same list of cities that they've done other beta tests in. Preferred Deliveries, by the way. Preferred Deliveries, which is that rewards program I talked about, these were the first marketplaces, the same exact marketplaces, because I remember when they first started with Preferred Deliveries. And then they added like 8 more, Pittsburgh here included. So I was one of the first to test Preferred Deliveries. We'll love to have you as a subscriber. I mean, you can follow this stuff. I test and vet these apps for you. I speak with other gig workers. And again, that's why I created actually an app for you to help with your earnings. That is ShiftMate. What a story for number one. I don't know if anything's going to beat that, but let's do this. Let's stay on Uber right now. Let me know what you think about that new offline heat map. That is, it's an astounding change. Now, let's look at this though. They also updated this a couple of weeks ago, your on-time rates. Do you know what your on-time rate even is on Uber Eats, how it's calculated, why it matters? Now, if that word phrase kind of signals something, if you're a DoorDash dasher, DoorDash is updating their on-time or early rates to on-time rates. And their calculation is a little bit different, and the importance of it is a little different. But let's see what Uber's saying here. What is this stuff? On-time rate. Your on-time rate is the total number of delivery, pickup and drop-off arrivals you've completed within the estimated time provided out of the last 200 completed arrivals. For new couriers, your on-time rate will default to 100% for your first 5 arrivals. So they're giving you some leeway for your first 5 deliveries. After you complete your first 5 arrivals, your on-time rate will be updated based on the real-time delivery completions. So this is similar to DoorDash, but DoorDash's on-time rate is calculated on your last 100 delivery opportunities. This is based on your last 200, at least if I'm remembering that correctly. So why does this matter, right? Why did they even release this just a couple of weeks ago, August 25th? Now, this does pertain to everyone, at least this is US facing. So if you're in the United States, why does this matter? Well, this seems like nothing, right? This seems like a nothing article. And then they explain, when is arrival? It's when you arrive to the destination. And you can see they're very, very basic diagram of view, the time it takes to get to the store, the arrival, and the time it takes for you to make the delivery. There you go. Being on time. Now they say, how can I improve my on-time rate? It's like, dude, just be on time. Fantastic. Amazing. They say, start the trip promptly. Use the Uber map navigation because they're predicting a route. I mean, you can use Waze, you can use Google Maps. But Uber's saying, hey, use our in-app navigation. It'll help, just take the route we recommend. Avoid spending more time you need at the pickup or drop off, etc. It seems pretty straightforward, but your estimated time to arrive is calculated to include time to pick up and drop off for your delivery. It sounds pretty, and that's it. That's literally it. It sounds straightforward. But there's one phrase right here. If we scroll to the top, it's calculated based on the estimated time provided. This is the same thing that Dashers are running into over on DoorDash, obviously, with the new on-time rate. Why? Because that on-time rate is calculated based on the same thing. Estimated time provided. But if the estimated time provided isn't super accurate, or what Dashers are seeing, let me know in the live chat in the comments. Dashers on-time rates have been saying like, dude, it's way too stringent. Like I go from A to B and it still marks me late. Like how would that ever be accurate? That doesn't make sense. I need an accurate ETA. And if there's no accurate ETAs, you're going to ding me for being late. And that can affect rewards programs like we just talked about. So I don't see anything that says they're changing how they estimate time here, but I just need you to be very aware of exactly that, the estimated times. And possibly, I would look at both on-time rates. If you're doing both DoorDash and Uber Eats, which you should, it's called multi-apping, driving on different apps at the same time so you can select the best order. Now make sure to only accept one assignment from one platform at a time. You don't want to mess up these ETAs and be late because of that. But that's very interesting. I just want to make sure that these apps are giving an accurate estimation of time, right? Now, next, we talked about this in an Amazon Flex video. If you want to learn if Amazon Flex is worth it in 2025 and beyond, watch that video. I'll leave it linked in the show notes for you. It's this new route start screen. So if you're doing Amazon Flex, I'm going to a warehouse, I get a route, packages, envelopes, boxes, Amazon stuff. Then I deliver on my route. It's very straightforward, but I have predictable pay. They tell you ahead of time how much money you're going to make. Nice. Convenient. Okay. And there's no really stopwatch like the on-time rates that we just talked about. You can deliver the way you want within a reasonable delivery window. It's like 8 p.m. or whatever it is. It depends on when you accept your shift, but you can deliver and it'll tell you in the app, like, hey, just deliver by whenever, 5 p.m., 8 p.m., depending on your shift. And if you finish early, you get the full pay. Now, when you get to that warehouse, this is what they're introducing. This new route start screen. So at a high level, it'll say like, hey, you're about to start your routes. You'll clear out 25% of your packages early. Why does that matter? Most of your locations today are houses. Why does that matter? Have a great route today. You'll clear out 25% of your packages early in your block. Well, same thing. Great job, guys. You couldn't have given us a third example. It's the same text, but fine. Happy birthday, Alex. Oh, there you go. Why does this matter? Does it make you more money? Nope. And I know that's like the barometer for a lot of these improvements. Like, does it make me more money? Not necessarily. But here's what it would do. Is it a fundamental improvement? Absolutely not. But if you're doing flex, by the way, your route is 2 to 4 hours delivering stuff. Now it's nice. You have all your stuff. You don't got to juggle requests, multiple apps. Do I want it? Do I not want that delivery or ride or whatever it is, or shop? It's all laid out for you, which is nice. I would look at that and say, great. A quarter of my packages, I get rid of them early in my block, which means, okay, I'm going to expect multiple packages to one building. There's that. Multiple packages to one building. So 3 deliveries to one apartment complex, for different people, but just keep that in mind. Or 2 packages, 3 packages to in a townhome complex, whatever it is. Maybe there's a one within the same complex. So it's very close together. You can't get much easier than that. And of course, there's challenges, navigation, access issues that you're going to have to combat that with Amazon Flex. But at least it's telling you like, hey man, you're going to be really busy at the beginning of your shift, but you're going to knock out 25% of your packages early. That's basically it. I mean, not a huge thing, but at least they're giving you a taste of like, what to expect, what's coming up on your routes on Amazon Flex. Now this, if we just scroll up here, is from Instacart. A platform we don't talk about a lot. Grocery shopping, There's Shipt, Target owned, and then there is Instacart, the leader in grocery gig apps. You just shop for groceries, deliver. It's pretty straightforward. There's complexities to doing that, but at a high level, that's what this is. Now, as you can see, this is their Q2 2025 letter to investors. Why do I care as the grocery shopper? Well, let me just show you something I just mined through. I didn't go through this whole thing, but if you'd like, I could leave this link down below. Let me know if you like that resource. But I'm always looking at, and again, this is what I do for you. So if you want to save some time, just subscribe here so I can do this for you on the back end. And then you can just come here, get the info, be on your way. Or honestly, again, even our newsletter. So all this stuff will be emailed to you. And then it's up to you how deep you want to go. You'll be linked to everything for free. So I saw this right here. That's 50% of shoppers are at or within a mile of the store when orders are placed, and they now batch 25% of priority orders without compromising overall speed and quality. What does that mean? So priority orders are orders that need to be delivered ASAP, and they say it averages under 60 minutes. So when you're out there and you get priority orders, they can pop up quickly. Customer needs something, they forgot some groceries for dinner tonight, they place an order really quickly. So could be good to get orders quickly. They'll just pop up, it's like an offer card. It's a little different on Instacart. where several shoppers are going to see that assignment at one time, versus exclusive offers on Uber Eats versus DoorDash offers that are sent directly to you and only you. So it's a little different on Instacart. But look here. Over the past 4 years, we've increased the average number of orders per batch by a double-digit percentage and reduced the average time it takes our shoppers, you, to fulfill orders by approximately 25%. And they talk about cost savings for them, but hold on. Let's look at this statement for you, the Instacart shopper. So if they're giving you more batches, a batch or a stacked order is 2 or more assignments at one time. So you're taking 2, sometimes 3 assignments at one time. So this would be like 2 or 3 shops at one time. Just make sure to organize your carts when you're doing this stuff. So they've increased batches by a double-digit percentage and reducing the time it takes for you to do it by 25%. That's kind of a good thing. Why? Because you're in the Target anyway. I mean, you're in the grocery store anyway. You're already there shopping for Bill, shop for whoever, Hannah, and now you have 2 assignments. You're making more money. You're in there anyway. I don't want to take another trip back for Hannah's order or David's order. Give me 2 at one time. Perfect. And then I don't have to come back, make a delivery, come back. But then the second part of that, if they can reduce the time it takes for you to fulfill an order, wonderful. Now, how are they doing that? So when you shop on Instacart, and I'll leave a shift that I did on Instacart down below. Well, I need to, high level first thing, find the item. You have a list of items, obviously, right? It'll say bananas. I wonder where bananas are. Produce. So it'll say stuff like that. It'll say like evaporated milk. But then it'll say whatever, baking or the aisle. But ideally, for that grocery store, it'll tell you exactly where it is. Any shopping gig should do that. They should not just say, baking, good luck. The way you reduce shop time is to make it a no-brainer. Walmart Spark is very good at this. Other apps that list, okay, it's in baking, which is in aisle 6, which is on like shelf 3 or module 27, because the shelves are labeled. Walmart Spark walks you through this. There's a module, the little stacks within each aisle. Look for module 3 and then look down on the actual tags for item 27. And that's how you reduce shop time. But then, okay, it's not there. There's a UPC, item 27 is not there. You need to communicate item substitutions. And I will say Instacart, DoorDash, and the like have been doing a good job. Because again, I've been doing this gig work for about 10 years now. They've been getting better and better at item substitutions. How? It'll list pre-approved customer substitutions. It'll say, get this instead. Or it'll suggest substitutions. Well, the customer didn't tell us something, but we suggest this. It all saves you time. I mean, does it sound like a pain to juggle item substitutions? Maybe, and you're not wrong. So that's a challenge with shopping gigs. But all of that, even checkout, right? It's all these little things like Walmart Spark. When you're shopping in a Walmart, some Walmarts, you can let me know if your Walmart has this. They have exclusive lanes for Walmart Spark shoppers, like their gig workers, or at least a dedicated area for Spark shoppers, because they want you in and out. And then also not having to scan every single item sometimes on Spark, where you just scan your little QR code or whatever it is. And then like maybe you have a cart review, the associate comes over, like looks at 1 or 2 items and they say you're good. Saves you time, which is interesting. And our next story, as we get into this, again, my name is Mike. All I do is help you make money in different side hustles. This is a part of our free newsletter, yourdrivermike.com/newsletter, sent to your email for free every single month. And then you can, again, click on everything you want, go as deep as you want, and read these articles if you'd like. Or if you want it high level, read the email in 5 minutes, and then you're on with your day. And do make sure to check out our new app, ShiftMate, launching in about 30 days. First for iOS, Android support coming soon in 2026. Make sure to reserve your spot before pricing goes up after launch. Track your earnings, get tax reporting, and the only app to optimize exactly what you need to look for. The metrics that matter the most, teaches you why they matter, grades you on it, but then explains how to improve it. Now, going over to the rideshare space, Lyft just changed, just days ago, their requirements for their premium ride option for you as a driver, Lyft Black. Since riders choose Black for great service, starting September 17th, this is coming up in like 11 days, drivers will need to have a driver rating of 4.95. Or higher, in addition to existing requirements to maintain access to Black. And it's extra earnings. You know, Uber has this too, Uber Black. So here's the eligibility requirements. Drive an eligible vehicle, and they link out to that. It's a premium vehicle to qualify for this premium tier that does pay more. And then here's the update. Have a driver rating of 4.95. Have no more than 2 service flags in the last 50 rides. Have no more than 2 cleanliness flags in the last 50 rides. And then have no more than 2 safety flags. I'm seeing some things already here. I don't know if you see it or not. I'm going to go over this with you. I'm already seeing some things on this. Now, they give some tips. Traveling in a vehicle that is spotless, being welcomed by name, helping with the bags, which is kind of, okay, standard, having the door open for them. That is it's a Black car service. That is expected, I'd say. And then here's how you track your access. If you're not meeting a requirement, it'll clearly be called out so you know what to improve. Here's the ratings screen. Let me know if you drive rideshare right now. That's what I first started with. I first started with Uber, then I added Lyft, as you're looking right here. Now, again, I'm seeing some things here. Now, what if my rating drops below? You won't be able to give those Black premium rides until your rating improves. Now, if you have more flags, firstly, you'll receive a warning if you get more flags. The second time you receive any, 2 flags in a category, you'll lose access to Black rides for 1 day. And then if you keep getting additional flags, you'll lose the access for longer periods of time. Then once you regain access, prior flags will be removed from your account. Okay. And again, you'll temporarily lose access and you'll receive a notification, etc. Now, I know this is a more niched service. It's rideshare number 1. You may not want to do rideshare. But then this premium Black and Black SUV service is even more of a premium. But here's a takeaway, just so you know. A, if you're looking to do Uber Black or Lyft Black, you need a premium vehicle. It's going to be a newer vehicle. I believe it needs to be a Black vehicle, like the color. Black vehicle. That wasn't the case years ago. Again, I don't do Uber and Lyft Black, but the link's right there. You can check it out. That may or may not be the case. But let's talk about this new update here. 4.95. This is out of a 5-star rating, if you didn't know. And the passengers rate you. That's been the case for basically as long as I've been doing gig work, a 5-star scale. A 4.95 is exceptional, is extremely high. I think you should have no problem And even let's back it up to the macro of any gig app. Any gig app where you're rated out of 5 stars, let's say, you should have no problem maintaining a 4.7 or higher. I mean, deactivation threshold on DoorDash is what? 4.2? Like, that's low. That is low. If you're getting near a 4.2 or 4.3 or something, you're doing something. So make sure to watch our videos. And even if you're doing great, I mean, you want to watch these videos. Once we talk about 4.8 to 4.9, you're solid. You're doing the right stuff. You're professional. You have good customer service. You're executing on the service. You're delivering professionally, cleanly. You have the right equipment. You're driving safely. You're not speeding. You're being courteous and professional with rideshare. Grocery, you're communicating item substitutions. You're delivering promptly. You're carrying all the bags to the front door, keeping them out of the rain if possible, right? That's 4.8, 4.9. Like, you're doing things correctly. You're doing things correctly. 4.95 is just about perfect. Now, as someone who has worked in customer service for 6 years in a call center, I've worked retail, I've worked B2B. I've interfaced with a lot of people. I've done gig work, thousands of trips and transactions. I've done these niches. I've done these apps. 4.95 is almost perfect. Now, don't we want to hold black and black SUV drivers to that standard? Yeah. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but it's a little bit of a challenging thing. It is really saying, hey, we do want the best of the best. You can't have any service flags, any cleanliness flags, and of course, safety flags, I get it. Cleanliness, like your black car needs to just evoke and be premium. It's newer, it's clean, and you're an exceptional driver. I don't think that's necessarily wrong, but if you're going to be a black driver, you need to have that next level of service, professionalism, and customer service. Like, if I I would not order an Uber Black. It's very expensive. But if you're getting into a black car, it's going to be all those things. That is all to say, you better focus up if you want to get the premium. And I've seen black car earnings from Lyft and Uber drivers. It pays quite well. Now, sometimes you may need to have additional certifications. I don't know. It may depend on your city and whatnot. But black car service can pay quite well, very well. But you need to do the best, that you can. Now, I got one more for you. A little bit going from the high pressure stakes of trying to maintain perfection almost, to now the loomingness of, this. JustEatTakeaway.com. If you didn't know, they're the former parent company and owner of Grubhub. Pilots physical AI ground robotics for doorstep delivery. So check this out. This was posted just a couple of weeks ago. Now, the two buzzwords you love to see if you're a gig worker, right? AI and robotics are doing this doorstep delivery. JustEatTakeaway.com is partnering with Swiss robotics company River to pilot doorstep delivery of food products with, there it is, autonomous ground robots. JustEatTakeaway.com is the first on-demand delivery service to pilot wheeled-legged hybrid robotics equipped with physical AI in Europe. So, JustEatTakeaway.com, they are a European-based company. They are piloting this in, I think it's the Netherlands. We'll see. It's stated right down here. So, this is going to avoid obstacles like rubbish cans or grass, safely move around pedestrians, vehicles, and cyclists. Moving at approximately 15 kilometers per hour, et cetera, 40-liter capacity, et cetera, et cetera. The handover process is similar to courier delivery. A lock-in mechanism, you get the point, it pulls up, unlocks, you confirm it, and you take your food out of there. Here we go. Okay, Zurich, Switzerland first. The River robot will initially deliver real food orders in Zurich, Switzerland from local restaurant Zeekis World as the first on-demand delivery company to pilot these types of ground robotics delivery in Europe. They plan to introduce more robotic delivery solutions to other European cities later this year, with possible expansion into retail and convenience stores. Again, this is Just Eat's Takeaway. They used to own Grubhub. Just sold off to US-based company Fortune. Trying to remember the name. So, what does this mean for you? I mean, if you're in Europe and you're watching this, thank you. But this is also, of course, happening here in the US. Now, we've talked about this. What is the scalability and probability of AI, autonomous, what do they call it? On-demand delivery, pilot, wheeled, legged, hybrid robotics. Is this going to come to your marketplace? Probably not, unless you're in maybe one of these markets. I listen to you. So put your comments down below how you feel about this. I feel like maybe the markets that will get this first are universities, campuses, high-tech affluent areas, and walkable areas. So if your city marketplace has a university, it has campuses, it is walkable and or it's tech affluent, like they're comfortable welcoming with tech, you're going to probably get on-demand autonomous delivery first. And we've already seen it. You know, DoorDash has partnered with drone company Wing for years now. They partnered with, I can't remember the name, another on-ground autonomous delivery company. DoorDash is partnered with that. Uber is really leaning into their 15 AV partners, autonomous vehicles for ride share. But they're also interested, of course, in AI and autonomy for delivery. I think right now, tech and capital is a limitation. The technical, I mean, you've seen it. These things have gotten stuck. They tip over. They try to cross roads where there's no crosswalk. I've seen a video of that. You know, sure, some people don't like them. Maybe vandalism. They're, you know, electronically monitored. So there's that. DoorDash, their CEO, Tony Xu, has said, solving for the last 10 feet. We can see here it's locked. The thing opens. You take the food out. But solving for that last 10 feet. If I'm in a huge apartment complex, if I'm in my townhome, do I really want to come down in the rain and the snow to meet this thing? Versus maybe having a driver come to my exact front door. Or if I'm in a home and I have a gated entry or a driver can enter the PIN, but a drone could fly in, but an autonomous robot can't access my gate. There'd have to be some communication there. So I think the tech is not there yet. Regulations are coming, especially in those tech affluent areas. I think the capital, though, you know, the spending on this, albeit these companies have money to spend. But I do not see this. I've said this before. I don't see this scaling at a rapid level, at least for the next like 3 years or so. And even after that, it's going to be pressing. So we'll see. I know it's a concern, but I just don't see the tech. The regulations are decent. They're fine. But the capital. But I know it's going to be a part of their portfolios. It's going to be here. It's going to be a part of the portfolio. I'm saying it's not going to be all of their portfolio. It's not going to take away it's not going to take away 80%, 70%, even 60 or 50% of your deliveries. I think it's going to be 5%, to maybe at scale, like 10% of your deliveries. And that's going to take some time, but we'll see. So let me know your questions. If you want access to all of our Q&As, all you have to do, like many others have done, is click that join button down below. Become a Team VIP channel member and you get access to all of our Q&As. As they do get edited out for brevity, drop a like on your way out. And let me know which story stood out most to you.